You, sir, what is your name?
Sir Galahad,
What is your quest?
to find the Holy Grail.
And what is your favorite color?
No, yellow.
And that, if you didn't know, is the Bridge of Death scene from Monty Python, The Holy Grail. It's kind of a famous scene. It's one of my favorite movies. I've seen it countless times. I've quoted it more times, as you can see. I just did. It's wonderful. It is the silliest movie you've probably ever seen, but that's the point. It's not to be taken seriously. It's silly for the sake of being silly. They wanted to make a parody movie, and they did, and it's funny. That's just what it is. So I'm going to talk about the plot of the movie, the characters and the actors, the setting of the movie, and then the budget of the movie, which is actually kind of key in making it what it is. First, I'm going to talk about the plot, and it is obviously the story of King Arthur trying to find the Holy Grail. That's the general plot of the movie, but it starts with King Arthur on the far left, played by Graham Chapman, trying to enlist help of other knights around the Britain area to come with him to be on his court in Camelot. And then when they arrive at Camelot, they receive a quest from God to go find the Holy Grail. That encompasses the rest of the movie. It's different stories. The movie is a book show, which actually there are multiple scenes like this where there is a book and it says the story of Sir Galahad or whatever. And it is, the book show means it has a beginning, a middle, and end, which there is in this movie. It starts off with him finding the knights, then the Holy Grail, and then the end of the movie. But it is mostly vignettes or different sketches which start with these kind of beginnings. The actors and the next to actors and the characters in the movie, this is the Monty Python group. They're kind of a silly group of guys. That's what they are. They did a brilliant job. They did almost all the roles in this movie. It's a very homegrown, homespun movie. The first is Graham Chapman, who plays King Arthur, and only King Arthur. He's one of the only actors in this film that does just the one character. The rest of them do a lot. The next is John Cleese, who is Sir Lancelot, the Black Knight, and the Wizard. Then there are a lot more, obviously, as you can see. The one to the far left is Eric Idle, who plays Sir Robin, and Brother Maynard in the bottom. And as you can see, there are scenes where they're obviously, they can't be in two places at once, so Sir Robin disappears for a while Brother Maynard is. There's a stand-in for Sir Robin while Brother Maynard's in. The next one is Terry Gilliam, who plays the top character, Patsy, who is King Arthur's horse. Yes, his horse. Along with the Bridge of Death troll, which is who I was impersonating earlier, and the artist who has a heart attack during the story. Then there's Terry Jones, and Terry Gilliam and Terry Jones directed the film, just the two of them, which obviously adds to that homegrown, no budget, I'm going to do it myself type of thing. Also, the six of them together wrote it, which is another of that thing. And he played Sir Bedivere, along with one of the three-headed knights, and the prince that Sir Lancelot goes and saves. Yes, he saves a prince. It's very interesting. And the last is Michael Palin, who obviously plays the most characters out of all of them. He is Sir Galahad, along with the leader of the Knights Who Say Ni, which is that one, along other characters. So they do a lot of characters, and it adds when you see them doing different things all the time. Now I'm going to talk about the setting, which is filmed in Scotland, which is beautiful. Obviously a great setting to film a movie, and obviously necessary if you're going to film a movie about England or Great Britain. The first castle is Doune Castle, where all of their where a lot of their castle scenes are shot. They have one scene with the story of Sir Lancelot. Actually, he runs into a room, kills everybody, runs up the stairs, and he's actually they shot it on the same floor, but it's shot with it's two different floors, which I thought was really cool, very clever. But there's also the story of Sir Galahad is filmed in this one castle, and pretty much every castle shot is filmed here. And then the second castle is Castle Soccer, which at the end of the film, Sir Arthur and Sir Bedivere, the only two that make it to the end of the story, sail to go find the Holy Grail. It's supposed to be at this one castle guarded by a bunch of Frenchmen. They sail across to it, and so it's used only for mostly for that one shot. The last thing is they have a shot of Camelot, and they're like, Camelot, and they're like, yes, let's go. And then Patsy's just like, well, it's only a model, which I think is really funny. They just built a model Camelot just for the one scene. It's just for a faraway scene. And then the actual inside shoot of Camelot is just that Doune Castle. We're talking about the budget now, which obviously they didn't have money for horses. They couldn't afford any horses, so they improvised, and they used people as horses. There are multiple people following around the Knights of the Round Table as horses, which I think just adds to the comedy. With the horses, it's just kind of, oh yeah, they're riding horses, but now they have this whole just funny bit about men running around with coconuts, clapping them together. That's just ridiculous, but that's very Monty Python. It's very what this movie's about. It's silly and it's not serious. The second thing is King Arthur is the only one, Graham Chapman is the only one with real chainmail. The rest of them have wool that is painted to look like chainmail, which is another, I mean, it's actually a very good idea. It's very clever and it keeps it going. And then they all, obviously, as I've said before, they played multiple characters. Michael Palin actually played 12 characters in the film. He did the most, and Graham Chapman did the least with one. This movie is wonderful. It's silly. It's not to be taken seriously. It's, for the sake of being silly, it is silly, and that's what it's for. If you don't take it seriously, you're going to enjoy it. It's just for a good laugh. So remember, a few things. If you ever run into the bridge of death, remember, don't forget your name. That's an easy one. Don't forget your quest. Remember what your favorite color is. If you struggle, you will fall off the bridge. The capital of Assyria is Nineveh. That's a good one to know. And finally, the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow. Just clarify if it's African or European. Don't get blown off the bridge of death.